I invited Julia to come on the call, but she's having a hard time getting in. All right, so let's go to did I start recording? Yes. Okay, so welcome everybody to our Team Aloha call. We have a special guest joining us to speak about being consistent in your business, and that it's just basically doing the 3 vital behaviors, and that's what's going to move your business forward. Recognition. Let me give some props to everybody that made Earn Success Club this last month. For Success Club 10, we had Heather Dalton, Stephanie Kaufman, Kelly Vandervalk, and Jenna Kreutz, and myself. For Success Club 5, we had Lauren Hall, Carrie Riddle, Anita Grizzard, Melissa Stockdale, John Kaufman, Kelly Spencer, Karen Hatfield, Joanne Van Ostrand, Kim Vaser, Cherise Lane, Denny Frederoli, Jennifer Morrow, Jocelyn Roque, Sarah Hoder, and Deb Griffith. We had a slew of people that almost made it, that earned some points, and collectively as a team, we supported at least 200 new people in moving closer to their goals, whether it be with fitness or with the financial opportunity. Let me see if there's any additional things in the success document, because I think people were updating that with like new coaches and rank advancements and things like that. So let me see really quick. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so for the month of April, congratulations to well, actually, Taya, I don't know how you say her last name, Frishahan, for reaching Emerald and earning Success Club 6 for first month. Melissa Stockdale for adding a new business builder and earning Success Club 6. Jordan Frunge for adding a new business builder and earning Success Club 2. And Denny Frederoli for adding 3 new business builders. Congratulations, everybody, on all of your success this last month. And we will get to the heart of the call and the meat of the call, which is Jennifer Morrow was in the Dash to Diamond group, and she was one of the people that actually won the pot out of, I think there was about 200 people on the whole group, and you had to do a few benchmarks in order to earn the pot. You had to add 4 new coaches to your team. You had to advance one of your personally sponsored coaches to Emerald, and you either had to advance to the rank of Diamond if you were an Emerald or below, or if you were below a Diamond, or if you were already Diamond, then you had to do all those things. Plus, you had to rank advance one of your personally sponsored coaches to Diamond, and you were able to win the pot. There was only 9 coaches that won the pot out of like 100 and something. Jennifer won it, and it ended up being $350 that she won for just doing what she already would have been doing anyway and just moving her business forward. So I think she learned a lot from this group, and we kind of talked about it, and I think that it kind of just solidified some things for her about just being consistent in her business. So I asked if she would be willing to come on to the call and share with us tonight her experience and what you learned through that group, and hopefully you guys can get some pointers and some tips, and it will help you grow your businesses and move your businesses forward. So welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you. All right, so hey everyone, thanks Marissa for asking me to be on. I think she'll tell you I was a little hesitant at first because I was like, I don't know, I mean, I was just doing the share my experience with the Dash to Diamond group, as well as some of the things that factored into my ability to reach my goal of rank advancing. So hopefully you guys will get some good stuff out of this. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Jenny Morrow. I've been a coach for just over a year now. My business has sort of moved along at a gradual pace, nothing like out of this world, nothing like super, super slow, I don't think, but I was definitely ready and wanting to get to the next phase and looking for something to help propel me into reaching Diamond. And I thought the Dash to Diamond group would be a good opportunity to do that. So I plugged into that, and it was really great. Within the first few days, one of the leaders who MRSA partnered up with several different elite coaches. And so one of the leaders posted something that just kind of reconnected me to the importance of consistency with my business. And basically he just said that successful coaches really weren't doing anything mind-blowing. Rather, they were just being consistent with the basics. And I'm sure most of you can relate when you're working a full-time job and trying to be a Beachbody coach and taking care of your personal life. You know, it's not easy to balance all of those things. And for any number of different reasons on any given day, you fail to plug into those vital behaviors. And the problem is when that becomes a cycle and you're doing that more often than you're working your business. So really, you know, it just made me remember that successful coaches are really just doing the basics every day consistently. And I know that's probably just not anything shocking, but for me, it just like a light bulb went off, and I just knew immediately that for me, it came down to inviting. And being consistent with sharing my story and posting so that when I did reach out to people, they were already familiar with what I was doing because they were seeing the posts come through. So plain and simple, the months that I'm inviting are the months that I'm more successful. And I just decided that I was going to start inviting regularly. Again, nothing mind-blowing. It just sparked this drive in me to say, you know, if I did this, maybe I'd have more experience with success and consistent success. So I'm really grateful for that group. I'm grateful for the leaders that put it together. I took a lot of things away from my Dashing for Diamond experience. And that was kind of just the main thing, though, that really set in early in the month for me to focus on. So I spent the rest of March, which was the month we did it, getting consistent, and carried that over into April. So I thought I'd give you guys a few things that contributed to my success during that time, and has, you know, it's something I've continued to implement. So I was trying to think back and really get my thoughts together before getting on the call. And really, I think it breaks down to sort of 10 different things. And I'm going to try to go through them, you know, without taking a ton of your guys' time. But one of the first, and they're not really in any particular order, they were just kind of as they came to my mind. But one of the first is I started utilizing videos. And I think you guys have probably experienced this for yourself. People are more likely to click on a video nothing on the weekends, but I got most days in. And I got a ton more traffic that way. I had a lot more people paying attention to what I was doing, a lot more people checking in. I had some friends share my posts, and it just generated views, and it generated people paying attention to what I was doing. So I'd record a video, and then I'd post the instructions in the comment section. And I mean, you guys, these videos weren't anything high tech, and they probably weren't even that good. But they showed the view clear enough that you could see what I was doing, and then I explained it. So I helped them learn something along the way. And it ended up being a really good use of connecting with people. So secondly, I focused on getting my 3 posts out there each day. And I really tried to focus on good, solid content. So things people want to see. I found that recipes were an absolute hit, and they get people talking, and they get people interacting, and people asking questions on your posts. And if you know much about Facebook and social media, a lot of what people are seeing are based on the interactions of what you're posting. So the more interaction you're getting, the better off you are as far as news feeds and things like that. Part of my niche is sharing my faith. So I would try to have at least 1 post a day sort of hit that area of my life. And otherwise, I was just sharing different aspects of my life, my fitness journey, and trying to encourage people. You know, people connect with you building them up. So if I could post something that would build them up, I found I got a really good response out of that as well. The third thing is I really committed to inviting. I set an alarm on my phone, and I set it for like, I don't know, I think I started at 9 a.m. and then every hour I'd reset it for the next hour to remind me to send an invite. I have to be honest, that didn't work very well for me. I ended up switching it and just trying to get 5 invites out during my lunch period hour. It's not really an hour, it's a half hour, but each day. And so that worked better for me to sit down at one point in the day and just target 5 invites. So that's kind of what I switched it to. Instead of trying to do it every hour, I was just sitting down at lunch and doing it. So that kind of takes me into my 4th point, which was I just gave up my lunches. Instead of going out to where our crew kind of sits around and eats lunch together and socializes, which I love doing, I would go to a more quiet room and a quiet lunch area where not a lot of people go. And I would sit down and I'd work my business for those 30 minutes. So I just decided it was worth it to me to spend the 30 minutes at lunch working my business instead of stressing about when I was going to get my power hour in that evening. I'm not great with a specific hour. There's not any one hour that every day of the week works for me. And so I knew I could commit my lunches to it. So I started doing that. So number 5 is I got really bold with starting conversations with people that liked my posts. And before, I kind of just never really knew what to do with likes. You know, if somebody commented, it was a little bit easier. But if somebody liked my post, I was like, I mean, what do I do with that? They're not really telling me they're interested. They're not really telling me they're not interested. They just like the thing. Maybe they just saw the picture and they didn't even pay attention to what I was saying. But what I started doing was I would just send a quick message and say something to the extent of, hey, thanks for liking my post. Does X, Y, and Z, whatever I had posted about, interest you? So if it was a fitness post, it led into a fitness conversation. If it was something else, it led into a conversation about that. But since my posts all relate to me, if they're liking it, hopefully we have something in common. So sometimes I'd get crickets, sometimes I'd get a response. Either way, I was reaching out, I was stepping outside of my comfort zone, and I figured they were already paying attention to what I was doing. I might as well be interacting with them. So that was another step that I took. Number 6, and I know you hear about this everywhere you go, but personal development really, has just totally changed my confidence level, my boldness, the sense that not just the products, but I have something to offer these people. I listen to podcasts. I listen to books on Audible. I bought a speaker for my shower. So when I'm doing like mundane tasks now that don't require me to be really paying attention to something else and I can listen, I have that going. So I'm filling my head with things that build me up all throughout the day. And again, it's podcasts, it's books, it's everything, but it's just given me a different sense of what I'm out there to do. So on that, I would highly recommend anybody either listen to or read Go for No, because that in and of itself totally changed the way I looked at conversations. And now whenever I have that little insecurity creep up of like, what's somebody going to think if I reach out to them? I remember, hey, my goal is to get as many no's as I can, because that's opportunities for yeses. So I just click send, and it really just, I go back to that every time now when that thought creeps up of like, well, how's this going to end up? I've definitely heard no's. It's not that I'm getting yeses every time. But what it's helped me to get rid of is that fear, and I'm okay with no. My insecurity tended to be more of like, am I going to bother this person just by reaching out? And I realized that far and away the responses are, hey, thanks, it's not the right time for me, or something like that. So they're not like, don't ever talk to me again, don't ask me this again. They're just like, yeah, it doesn't work for me right now, which we all know you hear that sometimes a few times before somebody commits. So not a big deal. Number 7, I kind of figured out the whole hashtag world. So, well, at least I think I'm doing better at it now. Before I was hashtagging things like fitness, eat clean, nutrition, things like that, which guess what every other Beachbody coach out there is doing? They're hashtagging the same thing. So I was either finding people that were either already on a program, already working with a coach, were a coach themselves, or something of that nature. And I wasn't really getting to connect with anybody that needed new things. And I switched that up and I started hashtagging things that I'm personally interested in. So now I've got things like wifey or newlyweds or faith and fitness or things like that that really play to aspects of my personality that give me another level to connect with people on other than fitness, because we've learned that people want you. They buy the products because of you. They don't buy the products for the products. I mean, yes, they're connected to them, but you have more to offer than any of those products. So I started doing that, and I'm finding that I'm getting at least more traffic. It hasn't necessarily generated more people yet, but I'm getting more traffic to my posts that aren't just somebody that's already on a Beachbody program or a Beachbody coach. So that's been kind of cool. I'm still figuring this out, but I'm getting better at it. And it was something I started to implement more throughout that Dash Diamond group. And it was a topic that we addressed in there. And so it really I was like, oh, duh, So on that, if you guys are using hashtags, just put them in your comment section instead of on your photos so that people don't have to read through all those, but they'll still draw people into your photos. You guys all probably already know that, but that was something that I picked up along the way. Number 8, I stopped linking my Instagram to my Facebook page. So before, everything I was posting on Instagram, I had automatically shared to Facebook. But the way Facebook works, they want you to stay on Facebook. So what I was finding is that I was posting all this content, but I wasn't getting a lot of traffic. And it wasn't really working out for me to do it that way. So what I started doing is I'll still post the same content, but I'll post it directly to my Facebook like page. And then I'll share my like page to my personal profile. And that generates a lot more reach for me, and people are connecting more with my posts that way. So I started doing that. Number 9, pretty much this whole last year, I've really been trying to connect with people on the challenge group level, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. But in order to build this business, you have to build a team. And so I started, when my conversations were getting to a point where I was finding out that there was a need related to work, whether it's a mom that's gone back to work and wants more time with her kids, or somebody who hates their commute, or somebody that needs an extra income, I really tried to start seeking out people that could be potential coaches and offering them that opportunity to get to know that opportunity that's available for them, which is not really something I was doing before. I was always offering the discount coach option at sign up. And I do have to say that when I give them those 3 options of active coach, discount coach, or just a customer, most often people will select the discount coach. But they only stay for a month or 2, which then, doesn't really build the business. So I started looking for people that this might actually fit as an income opportunity, that have that desire to help people and that fit my personal characteristics, and reaching out to them more on that level. So that was number 9. And number 10 is, within Iron Revolution, we share tasks. So we've realized that the more opportunities we have to join groups make it easier to be consistent with inviting. So before, we were only offering 1 challenge group a month, and that made it really easy to invite towards the end of the month because your challenge group was starting soon. But mid-month, it was like you kind of had this lull because you didn't really want to offer the opportunity and then be like, well, it's 3 weeks before my next group starts. So we started offering a mid-month challenge group, and that's been great. We also do things like Michelle is a much better educator than I am. So she takes the coach training aspect, and that allows me the time to focus on the challengers and the groups and creating content for them that they can thrive off of, but it plays to our strengths. You know, I'm better at interacting on that level, and she's better at teaching. So we've broken that up. So she'll run a coach basics, I'll run a challenge group. Katie within our group has been ready to run with her own challenge group. So now she's running a challenge group for us. And then this month we've implemented a free clean eating group, which is something that I could see us trying to do at the start of every month. So that's 4 opportunities right there for people to join our groups, which just gives them more, it gives us more opportunity to invite, because we have these different resources rolling out throughout the month. But since we divide up these tasks, I'm not left with the singular responsibility of running 4 different groups myself all at one time. So that's something that's been very effective on our team. And it's a huge relief to me to know that I don't have that weight all on my, absolutely could not do this without my team. So I kind of ran through those really fast, but those are like the 10 things that I feel like have really impacted my business over the last couple months, and that I'm trying to roll through into the next months. It's really exciting to see what's happening for our team. I think that we've got some momentum. I can see things building. I mean, our free clean eating group right now has 34 people in it. You know, that's huge. You know, hopefully that leads to some connections at the end of this week. And we're just trying to offer more opportunities, and I'm trying to personally be consistent and filter that down to our team. So those are some things. I hope it was helpful. I'm sure none of it, again, is, you know, it's not earth shattering. As I said in the Dash to Diamond group, it's just consistency. But I found it to be completely effective, and it really sparked that drive in me to just plug into it every day and to just do it. The last thing before I turn it back over to Marissa, and I shared this on our team call last week, but remember how important you are to this process, because yes, you're offering a product and you're asking them to make the investment, but you have something to offer them, and you are a huge part of their success. A lot of people invest in fitness tools, personal trainers, things to get in shape, but not everybody gets that support that they need. And I've really come to find that I have something to offer people, and I have something to add, and I'm trying to instill that confidence in my coaches, because the products are just the tool. You are the value. So I want to leave that with you when you are feeling those insecurities, and to just keep that in the back of your mind when you're inviting, because you have so much to offer you don't even know. So that's something that I've really tried to keep at the forefront and focus on for me, and it's just made a huge difference. So again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Marissa, for inviting me. If you have any questions, I'm available, but that's really all I have. I can't hear anything. Okay, there everybody is.
Jenny, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, that was great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm going to show you how to take one of those video clips that are appropriate.
Do you guys have any questions? I mean, like I said, I don't think it's brand new information, but
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
You talking like I got on the call a little bit late, and a couple of coaches got on a little bit late, but you were talking at posting about recipes, like a huge hit. Can you talk about like just some other posts that you got a lot of traction with?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So one of my other things and this is kind of personal to me, but maybe you guys can find something in your life. I'm a newlywed and I recently got married. And so a lot of the posts that get a lot of traction are either posts about me and my husband doing fitness together, or quite frankly, it's the pictures I post of me in my wedding dress and how confident and awesome I felt on that day. And people are drawn to that. So like, that's a personal experience I've had recently that works for me. But if just think of something in your life that you're personally connected to, that your fitness has created a sense of confidence in, or your nutrition has created a sense of confidence in, and post something totally genuine from you. And I think you'll get the same kind of traffic. I mean, honestly, it's just been like, it meant the world to me to walk down the aisle feeling strong and confident and not intimidated in my wedding dress or trying to cover things up or something like that. So when I've shared more personally and my faith, it really does. It gets a lot of traction if I post something about my spirituality. So I think you can connect with people. People are always looking for something deeper. And so I think if you can draw them into something deeper, wherever your religious affiliations fall, I think you'll get some connection to that as well.
Do you get a lot of people off Instagram?
No. I've gotten a couple. Instagram is still evolving for me. I haven't done any of like the Fit Girls Inspire or anything like that at this point. Not yet. Facebook is more where I'm getting people right now, and I'm still very much in my warm market. I mean, I have a few people now that are coming in from other people. They're like, hey, check in with Jenny, but I still am connecting with people that I know.
And where are you in the business? I don't know if you talked about that in the beginning, but like, where are you? Like,
Rank?
Yeah, just rank. Like, are you full time? Like,
oh, okay. I'm a diamond coach. I am definitely not full time. I do have the desire for that to be an opportunity for me, especially as I get into raising children.
No.
Right now, I do have a full time job. That is my primary income. I'm not making enough yet with Beachbody, but I'm building and I'm getting consistent. I'm getting some momentum implementing these things. So not there yet. It's coming along, and mostly I'm just enjoying the opportunity and connecting with other people right now.
what would be your number one piece of advice to get your coaches to get over their fear of posting and just being out there more on Facebook?
Well, actually, I've been working with a coach that's on this call this week a lot with that. I think the best thing that I did, and maybe she can answer this question if she wants to, is I just tried to build her up and fill her with the confidence of, you can do this and it's okay. And if you're posting from the heart, it's not going to sound salesy. I had my team call last week where I really tried to fill them up with the value that they're offering people, and create that in them. So, I don't know, Carrie, I'm putting you on the spot, but if you want to pipe in.
I think that really kind of did it for me. It was just like, just giving me the confidence that I have something to offer, and I don't call myself an expert on Beachbody products, and I text her all the time. So it's like, hey, what about this? And I have people that come up with conditions that I'm like, I need to go back and look and do some research on some of the shakes and whatnot. But I work in a healthcare setting. I deal with a lot of people who walk in my office that are like maybe 5-10 years older than me. And I think, oh my gosh, I don't want to be there and I want to help them. So she said to me, if you're not going to reach out to them, somebody else will. So why not me? Because I feel like I have something to offer as a healthcare professional. And I can offer like just, stuff about injuries and staying motivated. And she's motivated me to stay motivated, help, just overall patient population. And I think my main population I want to focus on are moms, working moms who don't have time, because I have 3 kids of my own and I work full time. And I know for me, getting my workouts in is what keeps me sane when I have to switch to my full-time job to working as a mom at home. I hope that answers your question.
I think that's awesome. Like, I totally agree. Like, if we're not, like, well,
Yes.
somebody was liking my post, and it's
Yes.
her
Go ahead.
signed a month earlier, and I had been waiting about a month to build up the confidence to talk to her. So even me, somebody that is confident, I kick myself for doing.
That's Mama's drink.
You're not going to do it. Somebody else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I shared with them last week that at least 3 people since I started coaching have signed up via other methods, either because I hadn't started the conversation or I hadn't taken the conversation there. And I just said that. I was like, this is a saturated market at this point. And if you're not going to share it with them, I promise you someone else is going to before you get around to it. So it might as well be you. You care about them. It might as well be you to help them. So for me, I'm trying to take the approach of just instilling in my coaches the confidence that you absolutely can do this. You absolutely do have something to offer. And I think that's sort of sinking in with a few of them. So.
And I definitely don't have the time that Jenny has to dedicate, but I'm finding time. And when I did finally reach out and did that first post, and I had so many people liking it and so many people talking, and I had like probably 10 conversations going at the same time, and I had to set the phone down for a minute because I was overwhelmed, and I'm like, look, this is not supposed to be taxing and stressful. So I just kind of focused on 3 or 4 that were really asking a lot of really good questions, and, being thoughtful about how I was responding to them, and really trying to do it from the heart, and then really trying to do some inspirational posts because I don't have time to post all the time. I don't know how I'll be able to fit it all in, but it seems like every time I start doubting myself, I find a little bit more time, and Jenny finds a little bit more time or different ways to motivate me. So working with her as my upline coach has really been beneficial. So if you have somebody that could be a mentor for you, to really reach out to them, because I know I'm not done reaching out to her. Sorry, Jenny.
No, that's fine. That's what I'm here for. I love it.
Carrie, what was that post that you said got so much?
I posted, are you a working mom trying to fit it all in? And forgive me if I'm stumbling a little bit. Are you eating right and exercising but not reaching your goals? I said, well, that was me 6 months ago. I had to make a change. I needed to do it, switch things up. And now I'm closer to my goals. I'm a little less stressed, and I feel like I have more energy. If this is you, please message me below or leave me your email. I'd love to chat with you.
Would you that post in Team Aloha?
Sure.
That would be
And
awesome.
then that I reached Success Club 5 this past month because of that.
6.
I even included my husband because he is now buying into the program. So
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah, I think that post would help my coaches because I have a lot of coaches that I think would really relate to that post.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really great. And it took us a little while we were back and forth a few times of like, how do I share my story? I'm like, Carrie, you wrote this to me in an email last night. Post this, and I think that clicked for her. And she was like, okay, it's just putting the different pieces together and sharing your story in a way that allows people to connect with you and not feel like you're pushing a product on them. And then when they ask you what you're doing, you have a way to say, well, like, this is what's working for me. So, and Carrie, you lost what, like 17 pounds or something? So you have a story,
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to do that, Jenny. So I don't know if maybe you can copy and paste it to Team Aloha. I don't know.
I'll post it in there.
Okay, thanks. Still learning the tech part of things too. I'm a little old at this point.
That's awesome.
Just want to say congratulations.
Thanks, Cherie.
It's a great talk. No, just really good. Just some really good points. It's true. Just being consistent, right? And I've seen you grow. So I'm just proud of you. I just want to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Sharice. I appreciate it. I was super nervous, so I hope I sounded okay.
Oh, you sounded great, girl.
Hold on. But that post that got so much traction, like I've been posting buy sell trade sites, and I actually just got like 2 people interested from like a post, but it was more like sale bait, and I think I'm gonna post and do more like Carrie did. And I don't know, I really like the way that her post sounded. For me, it's hard because I am a personal trainer, so I have a good transformation story, but I think I could relate to people with of what she was saying posted about.
Yeah, and what I shared with Carrie was the post that I just talked more about my experience, and I feel like you, Stephanie, have a huge transformation story, but it totally changed the structure of my fitness and nutrition. And so when I post just more honestly about the way it's positively benefited me, I get a lot more traction than when I post like about my 21-day fix workout or something, you know, I'm because they're connecting with the changes I've experienced and they want more of that.
Yeah.
Anybody else? I don't know.
My name is Arthur, and I'll be a coach. Thank you for joining my.
I don't know if nobody has anything else. I guess we'll turn it back over to Marissa. I think we might be good.
I guess I was muted. Did you hear me?
No.
Oh, I was like, does anybody else have anything to share or have any more questions before I say goodnight?
Sharice? Or are
She's
you
saying
waiting?
goodbye.
Okay. I think we're good. I mean, unless anybody else, I think we're good.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for being on the call, and everybody sleep well. Have a good night. Thanks for being on the call. I'll be posting the recording in Team Aloha. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.